Hi folks, I'm the Rain Man, Brennan P. Doherty, hanging out here on the cabana at Sunset Speedway, an empty speedway at the moment. They're gearing up right now, taking a break in practice. Here is Spencer Lewis. We're going to do a new segment called Sounding Off with Spencer Lewis. So, start things off, obviously we've got race tonight, and by the time this video reaches the internet, it will be after tonight. So, we're going to give you a little preview of the long weekend events. So Spencer, let us know what's going on Victoria Day weekend.
Long weekend, a lot of tracks are starting to open up. They're sort of starting their season a little bit later in the year. So Varney Motor Speedway, I know that a lot of guys across the province, Varney is a favorite. They're having a triple shot long weekend event. They got the Enduro on Friday night. I believe they got regular racing on Saturday, then the OSS, the Lucas Oil Sportsman Cup Series will be in on the Sunday. So that's a huge weekend. If you're out that way, Mount Forest, Orangeville area, I know they always have free camping there. A lot of great facilities, so check out Varney Motor Speedway. They're huge triple shot weekend. In addition to that, I know Sauble's having their opening weekend is a long weekend, as are Peterborough Speedway. Flamborough's got a double shot coming up, and then of course Oscar Super Late Models right here at Sunset Speedway. Oscar Super Late Models, Oscar Modifies to kick off their 2012 season. That is going to be a crazy event. Details are on the website www.sunsetspeedway.ca or www.oscar.ca. So whether you're in one end of the province or the other, there's a lot of racing to take in. May long weekend is going to be huge.
And I believe we got TQs here as well, supporting the two of them.
Just also really, they fly around Sunset. I mean, this is a track that's really sort of custom built for how the TQs work. Quick car. It did car counts last year, had a great show going on. So I would definitely recommend, if you're in the Sunset area, come out, check it out. Oscar, TQ Midgets, I mean, that's a big show just to start to kick off the season.
So now I'm going to put you on the spot here. We got a couple of questions we're going to get your opinion on. We kind of discussed things a little before we started rolling tape on this. So here's one that I didn't ask you. Get your opinion on, feel it out. Opening night, a lot of tracks have pushed back. Peterborough is usually the first one, like they're the middle of April usually. Barrie used to be the end of April. Sauble seems to push things back. Varney usually open beginning of May. You know, everyone's kind of pushing back. Worth is, you know, beginning of June like usual. But what's your take on all these tracks pushing back opening day?
I mean, as a race fan, as much as I like going to different tracks and taking in racing as quickly as possible, I definitely understand how, with the weather being as unpredictable as it is at the beginning of the season, and it being cold, and you seem to run the risk of rain, you know, for the first 4 or 5 weeks if you start early. I can absolutely see why tracks in this economy, as tough as things are, why they would want to go to a late start. So when it comes to that, I sort of give it a thumbs up. It probably is for the best. I mean, as long as these tracks aren't losing money, they're going to be around. I mean, the last thing we want is for them to have shows with completely empty grandstands. That's a heartbreak. So I do approve of it. I think it's a great idea to start a little later in the season when you have the weather as unpredictable as it is.
And I guess it gives you a chance to travel a little more down to the sunny south, taking some big shows down there.
It's true, man. A lot of great shows in the south. Anywhere in the States, I mean, they put on some fantastic racing. Okay,
so now that we're here at Sunset, so we're going to just comment on something going on here. Kind of building off of 2011. We've already seen it 1-2 on points already. A lot of chatter on the internet, you know, from, well, I guess basically to put it one camp to the other. Tom Walters, Kevin Cornelius, round 2, 2012.
They put on a great show through the entire second half of the 2011 season. I mean, Kevin sort of coming out of nowhere, really. I mean, he was always strong at Sunset, but he became more of a provincial heavyweight with his performances last year. And he got into it a couple of times with Tom Walters. I mean, anytime you're going to be at the front, if Tom's there, you guys are probably going to find one another. And they got into each other a couple of times last season, and they exchanged some words in the pits. You know, I guess Tom was running Kevin kind of rough one night. Kevin sort of mentioned that he didn't appreciate it, and it sort of started small, and it's really built from there. And I mean, I guess they wasted no time whatsoever in 2012. They got into it right away, put on a great feature event for opening night, and it looks as though this could be a bit of a feud that continues on for the rest of the 2012 season.
Okay, on other notes of hours, you travel about half hour, 40 minutes north, Barrie. Gord Shepard, a returning Dwayne Baker, tied for points already. Both taking, you know, the double features up there last week, each taking one home. You know, where do you think that's going to go? I mean, obviously both are hunting early. I mean, there's been no repeat NASCAR champion up there. These two guys both have titles on their manuals, looking to add another one.
I would say those are probably the two heavyweights coming into the season, the two favorites. I mean, Rod Quinnell to repeat, a lot of people were talking about how good he was. Alan Inglis didn't have a great 2011, but his 2010 season certainly makes him a notable competitor up there for a championship. So those are two guys that you can't help but look to be favorites up there. Huge opener for Gordy Shepherd. I mean, I know that he had a really upsetting 2011 season between his pro late model at Delaware. I know his limited late model program at Barrie wasn't where he really wanted it to be. So for them to come out of the gates right away and pick up a win and run as well as they did, good for Gordy Shepherd. Dwayne Baker, of course, has that brand new Port City chassis. He had the Junior Handley setup in it. I mean, I think Baker is going to be a problem this season at Barrie Speedway. I mean, he knows the track so well. He's got the new chassis. He's got a lot of power in that car. I would look to both of those drivers to likely see victory lane a lot this season, especially after that strong opening night.
I mean, even for Baker, you know, a season he didn't run up there last year, went up there for the Gary Reynolds. I believe he came home with a 3rd place finish out of that.
Yeah,
so
Dwayne Baker had a really good showing at the Gary Reynolds Memorial, and that's another show that we're really going to have a lot of fun previewing in the next couple of weeks, because I mean, there's a lot of limited late model drivers from around the province that are talking about how they're looking forward to heading up to Barrie for that event.
Well, hopefully we get to continue these. Hopefully we somehow don't get canceled, even though we do control the camera and are working on the password for the YouTube channel.
Fingers crossed.
So hopefully Greg will hand over the keys to that bad boy and we're going to have some more fun.
Inside Track News, Inside Track TV, www.insidetracknews.com.
Alrighty, I'm the Rain Man, Brendan P. Doherty, signing off for the Southern Dandy, Spencer Lewis.